Hello friends and welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I'm telling you what, March is here and it's like spring has come to Creekside. I don't know if the mic will pick it up, but we have got frogs just singing their little hearts out over there at the pond. We have got daffodils that are beginning to bloom here along the creek. So Creekside Nursery in Dallas, North Carolina, we are a Zone 8A, and so we are a Proven Winners Destination Garden Center. We have a Proven Winners Signature Garden. That's where we're standing right now. And we would love to help you with any of your gardening needs. If you're local, come see us. If you're not local, let's do a road trip and come see us, because we have people that literally travel from all over the country that come see us. Yes, they bring their U-Hauls, they load up and they come. So we do these nursery tours to show you in real time what is growing, blooming, and thriving here at the garden center. Everything that I am showing you today is the garden center, right? We do have that online store. Just think of those as kind of two separate inventories, because people will say, hey, do you ship that 7-gallon to me in Washington State? Unfortunately, no, not at this time. So I wanted to give you a little update here at the Signature Garden first, because those of you that are faithful watchers know that we planted thousands of tulips in this space. They are beginning to pop up. No color yet here at the Signature Garden. I do have my first tulip cracking color, showing color at the house, but here at the garden center and the Signature Garden, it's not quite as warm, so it's a little bit more delayed. If you would like to come and visit us, of course, the Signature Garden is open free to the public when we are open Wednesdays through Saturdays at 9 to 3. Come, walk through, look, and take a gander at everything. The tulips, last year they were blooming like mid-March. However, this year we have had a much colder January, February, and so I'm thinking by looking at them, it'll probably be maybe closer to the end of March when they're in full bloom. I will keep you posted, but we would love for you to come and just obviously visit us, but also get to see the tulips in bloom, because we still have some that are not even popped up yet. So I'm thinking maybe towards that end of March. It is a beautiful day here. I'm telling you, everything is popping up and waking up. So let's come on over to the garden center, because I want to share with you some of the beautiful things that you can add to your garden right now. Because we are in the southeast and we deal with the heat and the humidity, this time of year is a great time to add, especially like your trees and your shrubs, certain perennials. It is a wonderful time to be adding them. I am planting my heart out with all of the plants that I want to add to the garden. So if you're thinking about, I would love to have hydrangeas, I want to add some butterfly bushes, or I want to add azaleas, now is a great time to do it. Yes, your hydrangeas are going to be absolute sticks right now. They are deciduous. They lose those leaves. Do not let that fool you. It is the perfect time to add them to your garden, because we want their roots to get really well established before the heat of the summer hits. That is the struggle time for your hydrangeas. We don't want to do that. Also, as a side note, I just noticed, so we do have the same tulips in the Signature Garden. They're all the same blend. So I have them down the front, and then here between the hydrangeas and the Sprinter boxwoods, we did the alliums. We did the Globe Master alliums, and y'all, they're popping up. I don't know if you can see their little heads. So there's one here. They're about every foot apart, and there they are. So this is very exciting. Your Globe Master alliums will actually be a perennial for us, so we'll leave them in. But of course, your alliums are the ones that get tall, those like Dr. Seuss kind of blooms, those nice big purple balls. So very excited to see those popping up. That makes me quite happy. Yeah, so as we're coming in, if you're thinking about adding, maybe you're looking to add that evergreen structure, maybe you're looking to redo your front flower bed, or you want to add a bed, or whatever the case may be, it is a perfect time to do it. These are the new yard line from viburnums from Proven Winners. And they're kind of that upright, these massive evergreen leaves on them. They will do really well as if you want to do it as a specimen plant, or if you're looking to add like a fast growing privacy screen, then this would be a great one. It will flower. It does those little sweet white flowers on it. But you're mainly getting it for the foliage. That's what you want to do it. It is very heat tolerant, glossy dark green foliage, pest problem free, very easy to deal with. It is for the southern garden, zones 7 to 9. And basically, it can get 6 to 12 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet wide. This is a full sun plant. Obviously, like I said, evergreen, very narrow, so it's great for tight spaces, and it likes moist, well-drained soil. And then if you need to prune it, really optimally would be after it flowers. But if you don't really care about the flowers, you could do it at any point. So this is going to be that option for that fast growing narrow hedge. So maybe you have somewhere by your pool or your neighbor, a fence, whatever. Yard line is going to be a great option for you. Really fun. Look at this, y'all. The spireas are popping out new color. This is candy corn. This is double play candy corn. And look at that gorgeous foliage popping out. Very bright red. Of course, it's called candy corn because it has those colors like the candy, the Halloween candy corn. It will do nice raspberry kind of flowers on it. Obviously, it is deciduous, no worries, because once it starts flushing out, you're gonna have gorgeous color throughout the entire season. And they're nice and manageable, about a 2.5 by 2.5, hardy in zones 4 to 8. And this is going to be a full to a part sun plant. So I personally absolutely love spireas in the garden. I have Doozy, which is just right across the way here, and she too is popping out some foliage, not quite as advanced as your candy corn, and it's a deeper red. So you know, even though you have plants within that same species, they can bloom and flower at different times, of course. Evergreens, right? A lot of people, when you're talking about your foundation plants, you want those evergreen shrubs. So what is evergreen? Does it mean that it's literally green? No, not necessarily. So this is a perfect example right here. Here, within this section, we have a ton of evergreen plants. That means that they're not going to drop their leaves. As opposed to the other side of the aisle, I have deciduous. These are not evergreen. They drop their leaves. So whether it is the spirea, a lilac, doesn't matter what it is, right? They lose their leaves. So you can have a shrub that is evergreen, that is not green, right? This is that Cerise Charm Loropetalum. Great plant for the South that is an evergreen, very adaptable, can take the hot, blazing all-day sun. And this is going to be hardy as far as my size. I'm trying to find my size here on here. 3 feet wide and 2 feet tall. So a very manageable, not too crazy tall. Then we come over here to another evergreen shrub that is not green at all at this point in the year. This is our fire chief thujas, right? I have this in my garden and love it. No, it is not dead. This is what it does. Because it is that thuja, they will turn this copper color. As soon as it gets warmer and the days get longer, this green will make its way back up. And so even in the heat of the summer, you'll have a little tinge of a color on the tips, but it will be mostly green. So another evergreen that's not green for your garden. Low maintenance on this guy. Planted some at the house earlier, like in the fall, late summer, early fall, and they are thriving. So you've got that. Of course, gardenias. You've got the diamond spire. This is a nice upright columnar gardenia that has the most gorgeous foliage, nice dark glossy foliage on it. And it will do fragrant flowers. They are a single bloom, but they smell that classic gardenia. So again, full sun, whether you want the Carissa hollies are gonna be more petite. They're not going to be that massive holly tree that maybe you think of as a holly. And then this is a dragon prince. Dragon prince is very popular. This is a cryptomeria. Again, You can see that nice bright green. You will have that in the summertime. But right now it's transitioning and has that little copper top to it. Dragon Prince is full sun, 2 to 3 tall, 3 to 4 wide, and that is also hardy in zones 6 to 9. So very, very adaptable. You've got boxwoods. This is the New Gen Independence. It's going to be a little bit slower grower than like the Sprinter boxwood. It is going to be very disease tolerant of the boxwood blight. In 15 years, a 3 foot tall by 3 foot wide. So definitely Sprinter gets its name because it is a fast grower. This one, slower grower, will reach that same size as Sprinter, and it is very low maintenance. Like if I had these in my garden right now, I wouldn't prune them at all. My Sprinters need to be shaped a little bit. These guys, you just plant them and forget them. The Indian hawthorns, sometimes Indian hawthorns, especially here in the South, get a bad rap because I think like years ago, some of the old varieties were plagued with disease and fungus. These are so cool. These are from Proven Winners. And so this particular one is, we have La Vida Grande and La Vida Moss right beside each other. And so basically the difference is size. Grande is going to be the big one, right? You've got this beautiful foliage on it, and it's got the new foliage is a nice kind of that maroon reddish burgundy color. And then look, you got little flower buds right here. Both of these Indian hawthorns are going to bloom sweet pink flowers. So the difference is size, right? So Grande is going to be 4 to 6 tall and wide, hardy in zones 8 to 10, and then La Vida Moss is 2 feet tall, 3 to 4 wide, also zones 8 to 10. I'm a zone 8A. We have La Vida Moss in the signature garden, and it is in like wide open areas. And we have had, for the South, for North Carolina, we have had a very cold winter. We've had consecutive nights, weeks at a time where our low temperatures are down in like the low teens, right? There's been no burn on these Indian hawthorns, and they are beautiful. So if you're looking to kind of switch things up, think about the Indian hawthorns. I know it may be weird, but they are a gorgeous plant, and it flowers. Your boxwoods don't flower. These sweet babies do. All right, so there's tons of different options. You've got Distilleums, you've got Abelias, you name it. It is definitely going into, right now, we are in the heart of camellia season. Japonica camellia season. When we head over to the pines, I'm going to show you some of those camellias that are just beautiful, and I'm telling you, every southern garden needs to have a camellia. Whether you have sun or shade, there is a camellia for you, and I am going to try to convince you that you need a camellia. First of all, before you even go to camellias though, the hellebores, the Lenten roses. Lenten roses are, they get their name because they're not a rose, but they bloom during the season of Lent. So hellebore is their technical name. And then these are for shade to part shade, filtered sun. Beautiful evergreen, right? So this is the Ice and Roses rose. They come in a range of colors. They will have single blooms, double blooms, just absolutely stunning. Like I said, they are evergreen. So you're gonna keep this foliage year round. They bloom when it's cold. Like, they love the cold. If you search for pictures of hellebores online, you will see pictures of them covered in snow with their little flowers sticking up. Look at Macy Marble. Love this. So you can have some that have the solid green foliage, or you can have some that have the variegated foliage. So you can have tons of different ones. They're deer resistant, rabbit resistant, but look at those blooms. Isn't that just lovely? Just so pretty. Again, the absolute lowest maintenance, no fuss plant. They're drought tolerant once they're established. You can plant them, you can forget them. They literally just get bigger and better every single year. So We have a lovely selection here at the nursery. I think we have like 9 different varieties right now. For my online people, you loved the hellebores as much as we do. We're currently sold out. The next time that we would have them available would be like in the fall. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're interested online for the hellebores, you can always go and there'll, like, you go to one, notify me when available, click on that, and then when we restock it, you'll get an email. But it's going to be not till the fall. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, y'all. Welcome into the greenhouse. So we have the first flush of annuals here at the greenhouse. If you want to take them, you can take them. There is not an annual right now that I would say you could probably safely put outside. We do have some cool weather loving ones, but I would still say you're a little bit early for that. So if you have a heated space and you want to take some of your annuals home and have them ready for you, you absolutely can. Artist Blue Ageratum, she has got a bud. Y'all, this is such a fantastic plant. When we first grew it a couple of years ago, I was really impressed with this plant. It is a nice mounded habit to it. Really, it's more of a purple. It's not really a blue. And it just kept on going. It's a fun plant because you don't have to deadhead it. They call it, the plant buries its dead, which sounds weird, but as it blooms, it has a gorgeous flower. And then when that one's done, the rest of the plant is growing. So it hides that old bloom head and then it just continues to bloom. Beautiful, beautiful plant. Let's come down here and look at some color because we do have flowers popping out. The guara. Here we have the Carolee Petite Pink. Now we sell this as an annual here at Creekside, but for us, it will be a perennial. It is a perennial in zones 6 to 10. This is a nice, as its name suggests, a very nice petite guara. Guaras can be big, right? So this one is going to max out in that 14 to 20 inches, and that includes the flowers. And you get these beautiful, like, look at that. Absolutely stunning pink flower on it. I love them. And they're very wispy. So that is really fun to add to the garden. If you want something a little bit bigger, they're not blooming yet. This is the Stratosphere Pink Picotee, and it will get 12 to 24 inches. So you can see we've got some buds coming, a little bit more white in it than the pink, but it is going to be a little bit bigger. It will still be a perennial for us here in the South. I love this plant. It is so cheery. When you look at it, how can you not love Goldilocks Rocks? It is just the happiest plant. Cheery, solid, yellow flowers, that fine foliage on it. I'm telling you, the bees love these plants. As soon as the sides will open today, it's probably because it'll get nice and warm, they will come over and they will be absolutely hovering over this plant. Your honeybees love it. It is a great annual. It's going to be about 8 to 14 inches tall, full sun, beautiful. If you're looking to add some fragrance to your garden, well, this is kind of that corner for fragrance right here. White Knight, this is an alyssum, and this is a nice vigorous plant. So you can tell that this has a good vigor, lovely fragrance. Violet Night, of course, is going to be a lovely purple, and then Nemesia. So your Nemesia is going to be one that you're going to be able to put out relatively soon. This is that Aromanth mulberry, has a nice, again, a lovely fragrance to it, and just blooms and blooms and blooms. Very impressed with this. Last year, it lasted all summer for us, even with our heat and humidity in the landscape. They are online. Yeah, the annuals will be different. So your annuals, when we're talking about the annuals, and even some of the perennials that we have like in quartz, those will be available online. When I say that the garden center, like those gallon hellebores are not, those 3-gallon hydrangeas, the beautiful white by the gate camellia that's in a 3-gallon. This is what I'm talking about, those japonicas, right? The japonicas are blooming now. This is, I mean, you cannot get just absolutely gorgeous, pure white flowers. Lovely. I have to show you all the things that are blooming. So we over here in apricot, begonia land. So we have the Selenias. You've got Selenia yellow. Oh, and these can do full sun. These Selenias do well in full sun, especially if you can keep them irrigated. And then apricot. Is that not the most beautiful color I adore it. So these have more of a mounded habit to them. Do great in the landscape. Can do really, really well in containers. Let's see, do we have any? We got jazzberry blooming. Sorry, we got to back up. I forgot. So behind Jerry is the Supertunia Vista Jazzberry, and she is beginning to bloom. We have got some lovely flowers here. Your petunias and your calibrachoas are going to be nice and cool tolerant. So you can get them in the ground relatively early. Like we were planting those petunias last year in late March, I believe it was, and they can handle those cool temperatures. We have brought down a nice selection of the quart size perennials. So whether you want the brand new Nepeta from Proven Winners, the Lemon Perfection, then this is going to be available for you. We have it here at the Garden Center in these quart size containers. People ask what's the difference between this and like chartreuse on the loose. We have found that the Lemon Perfection is going to be a tighter habit. So it's not going to be as open, leggy, whatever you want to call it. Does a continuous bloom of those blue flowers. It is a perennial and it is hardy in zones 3 to 8, 10 to 12 inches tall, 16 inches wide, continuous blooms. Your, again, pollinators go nuts over this. So we've got eucharis, we've got the new rudbeckia, the treasure trove, nice full flowers on it. The eucharis, the pulmonaria. We have got the acanthus whitewater, which is going to be a nice, like a 3x3 perennial for the shade. I mean, the color on this and the texture for the shade garden is just fabulous. We've got shrimps on the Barbie. We have got, that was Trevi Fountain behind us. So lots of options for you. So if you are a local customer and you're looking to add some of those perennials that you see online, we have a good number of them available here at the nursery in quart size containers, whether it's, like I said, the Jacob's Ladder, the Hurricane Ridge, all sorts of fun things. Look at this. Our little Double Delight, the osteos, are beginning to bloom. So the Double Delight is going to be the first one, a nice soft yellow that will actually turn into a double flower as it opens up. So yeah, very, very exciting. All right, let's head over to the pines and talk about some shade things. And Cece was telling me that the camellias are about to just like pop in color. So let's go look at those. All right, my friends, so we're going to head over here to the pines. The pines is where we keep more of that shade-loving, filtered sun kind of plants that do really well underneath pine trees. So people will come and they will ask us, what does, like I have shade, I have filtered sun, will these plants grow well here? Well, if you're over here in this area, then absolutely, they will do great. So whether you're looking for some really great hostas, those perennials, or if you want to add evergreens, we have evergreens for the shade as well. A really popular one is the Anna's Magic Ball. Anna's Magic Ball, as you can tell, is going to be nice and petite. It is that ball-shaped, very small, very tight evergreen. It does really well to be in that filtered sun situation. It depends on your growing zone, because where we are, we're a zone 8, right? And Anna's Magic Ball is hardy in zones 3 to 7. So if you're in a zone 3, 4, 5, 6, I dare say you absolutely can do it in full all-day sun. If you're in a zone 7 into 8 like we are, morning sun, afternoon shade. Otherwise, I think you would probably get some burn on it. So Anna's Magic Ball, and it only gets to be like 15 inches tall and wide. So that is really cool, really fun for a nice pop of color in the shade garden. So talking about camellias, here we have, let me see who this is so I can tell you exactly. April Remembered. So April Remembered, I think I actually have this in my garden because both of my boys have birthdays in April. And so, hey, why not? So Japonicas blooming now. April Remembered is going to be a lovely, beautiful, double pink flower. Nice height to it, y'all. This thing is absolutely covered in buds. I mean, all over it. Your Japonicas, they love to live in areas like this. So when you have that filtered sun area, they do really well. They absolutely can do morning sun. So they could do that 4 to 5 hours of morning sun and then a break in the afternoon. Or if you get all day filtered sun like this, they would do really well. Maybe they're more in the shade and then they get a couple of hours, 1 or 2 hours in the afternoon. As long as they have enough water, they should do great. Your japonicas typically get to be nice and big. They're a slower grower, but at maturity, they're really big. So all my people who live in the South, as you're driving around this time of year, and especially if you're going by like older homes and you notice this massive shrub that is covered in gorgeous flowers, it's some type of Japonica camellia, and they come in that range of colors, whether it's the pink, the red. We've got some up here also as well. I mean, camellias, right? Beautiful evergreen shrub for the South. Oh, look, we've got blooms. Oh my goodness. Who are you? Let's see who you are. I don't know who this is. I'll have to look, but let's just first look and appreciate that flower. Oh, isn't she beautiful? And camellias also do really well as cut flowers. So you can come in here and you can cut the flower. A lot of times people will get like a shallow bowl of water and like float them. So that's a really fun way to display your camellia blooms. Oh, that's an April remembered. So the one we were just looking at is the same one. Look at that. Oh, so beautiful. Just stunning. Then we have like a Greensboro. This is Professor Sargent. Sorry. Professor Sargent has a deep, deep red flower on it. But all of these are just popping out right now. So if you want to add camellias, I'm still adding camellias. I just did it the other day to my garden. This is a perfect time to do it. Yeah, so now let's talk about hostas, because you know Creekside, we have got a beautiful selection of hostas. But before that, hang on. Jimmy's like a kid in a candy store. I get very distracted very easily. While we're over here, let's talk about this. All right, zebra hydrangeas. This is a beautiful macrophylla hydrangea. And it's called zebra because if Jerry can show that stem, the stems will be black. That new growth on them, they're going to be black. And then your flowers are a pure white. It's color specific. Your pH is not going to change the color. So hence a zebra, right? Black stems, white flowers, green foliage. Beautiful. These are kind of hard to get. So when I have one at my house, I've had it for probably 4 or 5 years in the ground at least. And it's a nice size to it. So if you've been wanting a zebra hydrangea, we have got them right here. So I was going to tell you, the Greensboro red camellia. Look at this. I had this up at the chicken coop. Can you see all of those buds on it? Oh my gosh. Gorgeous, really, really rich red bloom on the Greensboro red. So I'm telling you, if you are looking for a great low maintenance green shrubbery, right, that evergreen shrub, take your camellias, pair them with your Florida sunshines, that beautiful chartreuse color, those combinations together. You can add in some yews. You've got that. Oh, gorgeous for sure. We have got, now we can talk about the hostas, right? Your hostas are going to start to show new growth at different times. A lot of the hostas right now, because we are under the pines, it is cool, it's shaded, it's not as warm as the full sun. So for example, you've got the autumn frost, right? So very, very popular proven winter hosta, gorgeous variegation. It's not too big. It's a nice manageable size on it. But if you look at the container, you see no signs of life, right? These are rice hulls. This helps keep the weeds out of it. But there's no growth there. But you're buying your root system, right? You're thinking about that with your perennials. But there are other ones that are starting to show some signs of life. Cece has done a fabulous job right here with a gorgeous evergreen arrangement for the shade. So you have got those Florida sunshines. You have got those gorgeous camellias. In the back, acubas. Acubas are a beautiful addition to the shade garden. You've got variegation on it. These will get nice and big over the course of time. Beautiful coloring to it. And then pairing, of course, those perennials. You've got eucharis down here. You've got the Carex. So this is like a ready-made landscape, evergreen landscape for your shade garden. We also have some Daphnes. So if you have been looking for a Daphne, we have got them and they are getting ready to pop in bloom. So this is the Perfume Princess White. Look at this. Daphnes can sometimes be hard to come by, especially a nice, big, beautiful one like this. But look, there she is, that little bud. She's going to open up. And if you're not familiar with Daphnes, they have the most lovely fragrance. They smell divine. This is that time of year where they are going to bloom and bring fragrance to your garden, just like we didn't talk about this, but the Edgeworthia. Edgeworthia, a paper bush. This, y'all, this may be a smaller container, a little nice short guy, but if you could stick your nose in these flowers, they smell so incredibly divine. And I'm going to show you some bigger ones that we have growing, but this is a great, again, it just depends on where you are. If you have, I have mine, well, I have a couple, but one is in afternoon sun, but it gets a lot of water and it is extremely happy. But Mimi has some in her garden that is in like dry shade, no irrigation, doing really well. And then look back here, just kind of give you an idea of what they're gonna look like when they're more like fully mature. So they have this very like open habit to them. This gets really no direct light right here, but it is on irrigation. And I don't know if Jerry can kind of zoom in. Their flowers are downturned, but when they open up, y'all, I can smell them right now. It is heavenly, absolutely heavenly. And then in the summertime, they put on these really wide leaves that are kind of that greenish blue hue to them. So beautiful. They're called paper bushes because I believe it was in China, they will use those matured, the bark, like the wood, to make paper out of. So you've got that. All right, let's see. Oh, let's come over here. This is this little area. When you come to the nursery, you're more than welcome to come over here. This is kind of like the growing area for our shade perennials. Our folks have come in here and gotten it all nice and cleaned up. Looks so neat and tidy because we had massive pine needles drop on it in the fall. So this is where you're gonna come in and you're gonna find a ton of shade-loving perennials. Whether it is like right here, we have got the party streamers, Hosta. They're so cute, right? Look at how cute they are. So this is going to be a more petite hosta, about 12 inches, and has those really fine chartreuse bright leaves on them. But you can see, I mean, we have got just tons of hostas here. So you could more than well and come in and look at them. We have kind of going with that same theme. We have silly string. So where you had party streamers, silly string is going to be a blue, kind of that same texture to it, but it's going to be a totally different color. I am all about incorporating fun colors and texture into the garden. Now, that's right. If you look at it from the top, you would say, well, there's nothing there. That plant is dead. I don't want to buy this. Okay, educated gardeners know, look at these roots coming out very strong, very healthy. As soon as those temperatures are consistently warmer, you're going to have gorgeous growth coming out of that hosta. We have got tons of different kinds of proven winners. We've got like they've got Hudson Bay, Diamond Lake, Empress Wu. There's Gigantosaurus is in here somewhere. So lots of options for you to be adding to your shade garden. Let's see, Jerry. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. Oh, unique stone. So let's come over here right quick with the unique stone. Our next order is not coming in until August. So unique stone, they've had some, they've changed a little bit of their policy on how they take orders, and then they just got slammed with a ton of orders. So if you're interested in unique stone, the reason I'm telling you this is basically what we have right now is what we're gonna have all summer. And if you see something that you're interested in, then you need to come and move with purpose, because I don't have unique stone coming in anytime soon. So whether you are interested in a Bashful Betty, clearly we have got her in all sorts of colors. So those are available. Of course, the nice big, we've got planters like that. The Savannah Urn, which is an extremely popular one, is 2 pieces. All of the planters, because people will ask, do they have drain holes? Even the Charleston Basket Boy, if it is meant to be a planter, it is going to have a drain hole in it. So you don't have to worry about, you know, drilling a hole. If you wanted to run an irrigation line up through there, you certainly could. Very easy to do. If you want to do some cute yard art, we've got the pineapple plaques, we've got foxes, we've got cats, we've got garden gnomes, we have got bird baths, we have pigs, we've got angels. You name it, there are tons of different options for you available here. But again, no new unique stone coming anytime soon. So if you see something that you're interested in, then, you know, we've got it now. Even the lanterns. The lanterns were so popular, and they're just so cool. So whether you have, you know, only a small space for a little tiny lantern, the smaller ones, and then you've got the bigger ones that get to have a little bit of size to them, you can put either like a solar light in there, or a candle if you're going to be out there on a special night, or if you can rig it up and put like an landscape lighting that's like plugged in, you could do that as well. Or you don't even have to have any lights in them at all. You could just have it as a beautiful structure to the garden, and they would obviously do super, super well. We do have some of those big items like the Spanish urn. I love the Spanish urn. It is beautiful. I currently have one by the chicken coop, and I have a hydrangea growing in it. And it's been there for a couple of years, and it can be there for a couple of more years. Or if you want something really big and you want to put a tree in it, then the jumbo jardiniere is going to be a great one for you. You can literally plant a tree in this thing and leave it for years. So if you wanted to put a Japanese maple, you wanted to put like a large hydrangea, if you just want to do a mixture, whatever, it doesn't matter, then these jumbo jardinières, like I said, are nice and big. They are very jumbo, but they make a great permanent planter. And unless somebody has some massive equipment, I don't think you have to worry about them stealing this from you. So you're not just gonna pick that up and sling that around. So lots of options available. But yes, we would love to help you. Do what? A lot of offerings. And don't forget, we have hose link available too. So we didn't even talk about that. So the retractable hoses, we sell them here at the garden center now. So if you're interested in a hose link, we have them available. And of course, we have the loyalty rewards program. So if you haven't signed up, completely free, no strings attached. We're not going to spam you. We're not going to drive you crazy. It's just a way for you to earn money, cash back from all of your purchases. Whether you do it online or here at the garden center, they combine, so you can do both and you still earn the money. You get points for just having a birthday, people. It's fantastic. And if you refer a friend, they get money off and you get money off. So absolutely lovely. We so appreciate you. Come see us Wednesdays through Saturdays, 9 to 3. We'll see you soon, y'all. Bye, friends.